Welcome to this OCP presentation. My name is David Isles from Mellanox Technologies, and I'm going to talk to you about Microsoft SONiC and how we can go SONiC together. But first, let's talk a bit about why you should use SONiC for your production data center. So SONiC is a fully disaggregated solution, meaning the software is decoupled from the hardware, which gives a number of advantages. Separating hardware and software allows each of those components to innovate at their own rate and pace, meaning software features can be added without regard to the hardware release cycles. So too, new hardware platforms can be released at an improved pace. But one of the biggest advantages of disaggregation is around return on investment. Disaggregation eliminates vendor lock, giving you the freedom to choose the best of breed hardware platforms. And then your hardware vendors have to compete for your business, resulting in a higher return on investment for you. Now, SONiC is fully open source, which, as I mentioned before, is great for some people because it's royalty free. But a bigger benefit for others is because it's fully open source, they have total control of their NOS. Meaning if they want to change something or remove something, if they want to add a secret sauce or a security feature or a telemetry feature, they are free to do that themselves. They don't have to wait for some other vendor to provide that functionality. Lastly, another reason to use SONiC is that it is a cutting-edge network operating system built from the ground up using web scale principles with networking microservices that run in their own containers, all tied to a high-performance database engine. Now, SONiC is exciting to network operators like yourselves, but it can be a bit scary to the legacy vendors out there who survive by selling proprietary solutions, locking customers into their proprietary orchestration tools, their telemetry, and their platforms. So what do the legacy vendors do? Well, while some vendors do support SONiC on their platforms, basically what they're doing is they're promising that if SONiC doesn't work out, you can fall back and use their own proprietary network operating system. So you can buy their hardware, but all the while they're hoping that your SONiC deployment fails so they can go back to selling you their proprietary solution, because that's what they do. They talk about, so legacy vendors talk about open technology, but when they get you to the table and they close the door, they're all about selling their closed solutions. And they do this using the exact same tools they've always used against their old competition. The only thing different here is that the competition is open technology. So we talked about why SONiC, but the next question is why now? So the first reason is that SONiC has now a large ecosystem behind it with industry-wide investment. You can see that by the level of stability of the platform, as well as the feature set hitting kind of that critical tipping point of being usable by the majority of large data centers. Another reason to look at SONiC now is that you can now get support for SONiC. Let's face it, as good as SONiC may be, a lot of companies need a NOS that someone will stand behind. Nobody wants to bet their company's future, or their own career for that matter, on an open source technology that is not supported by anyone. So that has changed with the number of vendors offering platform support for SONiC. And Mellanox has gone even further by offering what we call full A to P support, meaning from ASIC up to the protocol. So that if you have a problem with how SONiC works on one of our platforms, or how our ASIC works with SONiC, or even if you find a bug up in BGP running on free range routing inside of SONiC, Mellanox offers support. We will take that phone call and we are committed to fixing those bugs. And lastly, another reason why SONiC now is that a ton of large data centers are now using SONiC in production. Now let's talk a bit about why SONiC with Mellanox. This goes back to the idea that SONiC allows you to pick the best of breed hardware, which really is Mellanox's specialty, best of breed hardware. Our hardware has a number of advantages, including advanced telemetry that works with SONiC, including fully shared buffers, and VXLAN that works with routing and with Rocky, and with programmability that comes without compromising performance. As I mentioned, Mellanox offers full A to P support for SONiC, but we also provide SONiC training, SONiC starter kits, and we can point to proven use cases for deploying SONiC. Another reason to use SONiC with Mellanox is we have the fastest growing SONiC footprint, with over 10,000 SONiC switches now running in production networks. Lastly, SONiC with Mellanox makes sense as we are the leaders in SONiC. We are a leading contributor after Microsoft, and we helped found SI, the switch abstraction interface, and we are a pillar in the SONiC community. In fact, Mellanox has invested heavily in SONiC for the last 4 years. This investment includes hardware enablement, new features. You can see on this slide the contributions that we made, and field support. As mentioned before, Mellanox is the #2 contributor to SONiC after Microsoft. So the next logical question is, who should go SONiC? And I would say that we're looking for serious network operators, folks that are serious about open source, people that are serious about automation, and people that are serious about scaling their network. And the best use cases for SONiC are networks that have layer 3 deployed everywhere with very small layer 2 domains, which honestly is the best practice for any data center nowadays. And so you would either have single attached servers, or you would have dual attached servers that are running routing on the host. Meaning if you're running BGP on your server with free range routing, it just makes sense that your switches would run BGP with free range routing, just to have it common across your data center. But then the question is, who is SONiC not a good fit for? Now, I would say that if your network team is not too technical, or if you rely heavily on turnkey IT solutions, or if you're like a fanboy of one of the major vendors and you just can't adopt open source technology, then SONiC probably isn't a great fit for you. Now, there is a trend in the industry as more people adopt a web scale mindset. They tend to simplify their networks. They move away from proprietary fabric technologies and away from large layer 2 domains, and they move to as few protocols as they can, with many going down to just 3 or 4 protocols. This makes their network simpler, more stable, more scalable, and more secure. It's also easier to troubleshoot when there's fewer things running. The one exception to this trend is the need for more visibility in their network, the need for more advanced telemetry. So why do we need more telemetry? Well, when something goes wrong in the data center, inevitably the network folks get blamed. So much so that the network folks have invented a new term, mean time to innocence. And this is really a measure of how quickly can they prove it wasn't their fault. And good telemetry helps network operators prove when problems aren't their fault. Good telemetry also helps get to the root cause of issues, whether those issues are in the network or in the servers or in their storage platforms. And lastly, good telemetry helps you get more out of your network to make sure you aren't over-provisioning, or worse, under-provisioning your network, which is a bad thing, since if you're under-provisioning your network, you're not getting your investment's worth out of your servers or your storage devices. So Mellanox invented What Just Happened, or WJH, which turns traditional network monitoring on its head. The way traditional monitoring works is that a ton of counters are either pulled, or more advanced solutions will push or stream telemetry to a central database. That data gets collected and is mostly what we would call innocent counters, things like packet counters and byte counters on ports. Then, when something does go wrong, you, the network operator, must spend your weekend sifting through all these innocent counters, trying to extrapolate or guess what the root cause of the outage was. So we invented What Just Happened with the singular goal of giving you your weekend back by eliminating the guesswork. With What Just Happened, the network gives you the root cause of many, many issues. So how does What Just Happened work? So now every switch on the planet will drop packets from time to time. And the worst switches will allow some packet drops without any kind of notification, what we would call silent drops. And a little bit better switches will report and increment counters when they drop a packet. For example, they might report that they have now dropped 5,000 packets due to bad VLAN. So that's good information, but from that counter, you don't really know if those packets are being dropped because the switch is misconfigured, or a storage device is misconfigured, or if one of the many virtual machines out in your data center are misconfigured. All you know is that counter just increments incrementally every so often, making it very difficult to capture and reproduce the problem. With what just happened, when a Mellanox switch must drop a packet, before that packet is sent off to bit heaven, the switch logs the important part of the packet and tacks on additional metadata, like timestamp of when the packet was dropped, a switch ID and port ID so you know where in your network the packet was dropped. And most importantly, we put some information on why the packet was being dropped so you can get to root cause. So now with these what just happened events stored in a centralized database, you can go back and see when something went wrong. And the what just happened events can tell you who's being impacted, when it happened, where it happened, and most importantly, why it happened, with all the tools to get you to root cause and how to fix the problem very easily. Mellanox brings this advanced telemetry solution to SONiC, and here's a video that shows it working in detail.
Piloting a data center with SONiC just got supersonic with Mellanox's Interconnect. Monitoring and debugging your SONiC environment is easier and faster with Mellanox switches and What Just Happened telemetry solution. What Just Happened is an innovative network telemetry technology driven by the Mellanox Spectrum ASIC family. What Just Happened provides key diagnostic information, leading to faster root cause. Just like any other service running on SONiC, the What Just Happened telemetry agent is a Docker container deployed side by side with the other services. What Just Happened telemetry data can be streamed to various databases, such as InfluxDB and Elastic. What Just Happened provides visibility into many areas, including ACL, Layer 2, and Layer 3 drop data. Let's see some of these in action. Black hole root drop reason, TTL is 0, source MAC equals destination MAC, source MAC is multicast, port loopback filter. To summarize, What Just Happened provides SONiC instant root cause of issues, clearly showing if issues are server or storage related, or if those issues are at any layer of the network stack. You chose to take your business higher with SONiC. Now choose Mellanox to make it supersonic.
So what's stopping you from using SONiC? If you are worried about usability issues, about support, or about training for your staff, Mellanox has you covered. And the Mellanox switch portfolio now ranges from 10 gigabit Ethernet to 100 gigabit Ethernet, all the way up to 400 gigabit Ethernet. And all of our switches support SONiC. In summary, going SONiC has never been easier. With Mellanox, you get full A to P support for SONiC on our best-in-class switches, and we make SONiC easy to consume by providing SONiC training and starter kits. Thank you so much for your time today, and I wish you success as you embrace open source innovations.